Let's face it, most organizations' value propositions are terrible. And it's not because what the company actually offers isn't of value. It's because what most companies say about themselves is almost identical to what their competitors are also saying about themselves. So you as a sales rep at your company is likely to be saying the exact same thing as a competitive sales rep at a different company. And let's face it, it's really difficult to say something different about your company than what others are saying. Take the example of, we have the best service. I want you to imagine an organization in your industry that has terrible service. Do you think they're telling their prospects that our service is terrible? No, of course not. They're saying, we have the best service. So whatever our value proposition is, can't be like everyone else's. We have to flip the script entirely. So in this video, I'm going to show you why your value proposition probably sucks and 5 ways to make it way better. Number 1, stop talking about how you're different, because you're probably not. Here's the thing, if you have a prospect that says, what makes you guys different? Chances are you're going to start rattling off all of these different things that your company has told you is different from your competitors. But in the eyes of your prospect, the reality is they're seeing a lot of the same thing because they've met with your competitive sales reps. And those competitive sales reps are saying the same things as well. So telling a prospect how we're different is not going to accomplish anything. Instead, we need to, as sales reps, behave differently in the conversation. So next time a prospect asks, what makes you different, or why should I do business with you? Instead of rattling off all of the ways that you're different or what makes you so great, instead say something like, you know what, George, I really appreciate your asking me that. And quite frankly, at this point in the conversation, I'm not sure that you should do business with us. I'm not sure that we will be different or that right solution for you. Would it be okay if I asked you some questions to find out what's really going on, and then I can tell you how we might be able to solve some of those problems? The prospect is now going to say to themselves, whoa, this person is really different. They're behaving in a way that is completely distinct from all of the other reps. Because you're not likely to say much that's different, but you can behave in a way that is totally different. Number 2, drop the fancy buzzwords. Take a look right now at your company's value proposition. Do you see words like unique or innovative or game-changing or high value? Whatever buzzwords that we're hearing a lot of right now, if you're hearing words like that, that is immediately going to cause the prospect to tune out. When a prospect hears a word like unique, that immediately has the ironic impact of actually them saying, oh, these guys are actually like everyone else. So what we want to do is drop all of the fancy buzzwords from that initial value proposition and instead just get to the point. Number 3, provide insight into their world. Now this is where your value proposition, or we use the term in our community, the opening play, the first 20 seconds of the conversation with the prospect, this is where you can be really distinct. By instead of focusing on yourself and all the great things about your organization, instead provide insight into their world. So you might say something like, right now we're seeing a lot of organizations in your shoes dealing with Challenge 1, Challenge 2, Challenge 3. And so what you'll do is throw in a couple of the common challenges that you're seeing organizations like them facing that you solve. And now you're providing insight. And so it's not about all of the benefits that your company offers, but instead the challenges that you're seeing that you can help them ultimately solve. Providing insight is going to completely flip the script on what they're seeing. Number 4, discuss the challenges you see in the industry. So this is building off of the last idea around providing insight. So just to give you an example of the way we might start a conversation at the Sales Insights Lab, it might sound something like this. Right now, we're seeing a lot of clients in your industry that are dealing with reps that are getting beat down on price. They're being treated as just another vendor. Or lastly, they're seeing a lot of their reps that are struggling just to maintain quota. Do any of those issues ring true to you? And so now what we're doing is instead of focusing on us, we're actually focusing on them and engaging them in a conversation. Number 5, close with a question. And so you heard me in my last example of how we would start that conversation at the Sales Insights Lab. And what I did is I listed off a couple of the challenges. So I started with, right now we're seeing a lot of clients in your industry facing, and then a couple of challenges. And then lastly, I closed with a question. Do any of those issues ring true to you? And so now I'm opening the conversation in a very low pressure way that's going to engage them in a conversation. And it's really hard for them to not respond to that. And so we're going to ultimately close with a question like, do any of those issues ring true to you? And that's how we're going to actually suck them into that conversation. So it's not about a value proposition at all. Instead, it's about actually sharing that insight, identifying a couple of key challenges, and then closing with a question. You do this, you are going to stand out from your competitors by completely flipping the script. You're going to be doing the exact opposite of what your prospects expect. So there is why your proposition probably sucks, and 5 ways to actually make it way better. And if you enjoyed this video, then I have an awesome free training on the data-driven approach to help you crush your sales goals. Just click right here to get registered instantly. Seriously, just click right here. This is an in-depth training that will help you close more sales at higher prices, all while generating more meetings. Also, if you got some value, please like this video below on YouTube and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking my face, which should be right about here, to get access to a new video just like this one each week.